Okay, so we're tested, it's working. So the next thing is the USB-C power. Now, I'm a bit nervous now because obviously I've done done HDMI, and I know it works. So I'm just a bit nervous that I'll cock this up and now it won't work. But nevertheless, that's what we're going to do. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is one of the things I need to do for the USB-C is I need to bridge D2, which is a diode that's there to protect the reverse polarity that I mentioned earlier with the power cable, but I've used that to power the HDMI mod. Now it looks like I can bridge D1, so that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully I won't cock it up too bad. So let's do that. So looking at the board to do the USB-C power mod, obviously there's a couple of things we've got to do. First and foremost is obviously we've got to remove the old power connector and replace that. But there's a couple of other things we've got to do. So as I mentioned, I've got to bridge either D1 or D2. Now that's here or here. Now D2 is where I've ran the voltage in to the HDMI, so I'd rather not mess about with that one if I can. However, D1's right here, so that's going to be easy enough to do. The other thing I have to do is bridge on this component here, is bridge the two outside pins. So I'm going to do all of that from the other side of the board because that's going to make it so much easier. So I'm going to get under the microscope and start doing that now. So back on the top side, we've now desoldered, and this should just lift right out like that. Beautiful. We're left with this nice gap, which is where our USB-C is going to go. So this should drop nicely into this gap. Like so. Okay, so USB-C is in. So now we just need to test it. So let's do that. So I've got a handy USB-C cable here. So I'm going to plug that in. We have lights. Sure about that. I like them flashing. Let's see what happens when we power on. we've got power. So that being said, we are to test that it works completely then now. Let's connect up our HDMI. I'm going to do this to that bench television this time rather than that giant one. It was just easier to do that last time, but let's connect that. Stick in our trusty copyist rider. And power on. Nothing. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, we're back. So I've reversed the mod. So that's back. I have unbridged and unbridged. So there should be no reason now. It worked before. There should be no reason why it won't work now. So let's give it a go. Nothing. So it was working. I've done the power upgrade. Then it stopped working, which was exactly what I was worried about. Oh, hang on. I have sound. Sound but no image. What? So, because I had sound, no image, I ran the cable to another telly. And look, it's working. So now I'm starting to think that it's my bench telly that's broken. Okay, test number God knows how many. USB power's back. HDMI's plugged in. Copy of Strider. Lights are on. Yes! Sound, please have sound. Well, I've got no sound. Had sound a minute ago. Well, I've got no sound. No, what now? What the hell? The freaking volume was down on the TV. We now have sound. So it works. Yay! Okay, so we're very happy. We've got ourselves a working Mega Drive 2 with USB-C power and HDMI output. It looks great as well on the TV, I must admit. So we're not quite done yet. We've still got the small matter of the case, which is grubby. A couple of things we've got to do is at the back of the console, we've got this metal flap here, which will have to be removed. And there's no hole for the HDMI. So we're going to have to make a hole. And that also makes me very nervous. But there's no way around it. We're going to have to do it. So we're going to have a go at that. We're going to have a go at that next, and then give the whole thing a good clean, and then put it back together. And hopefully we're there. Right, so that's the case, nice and clean, polished, Renaissance waxed. So it's looking really smart now. There's a few dings and scratches, which there will be. It's 30 years old, but other than that, I mean, it looks almost new. So yeah, very pleased with that. Now it's time to put it all together and then give it one final test run. So we'll start to put all the pieces back together. And then one thing we need to remember is our little plastic bit for the USB power. There you have it, USB power and HDMI. Now, hopefully the top will go on. I might just put a bit of tape on, you know, because I've got a bit of extra tape. Not that I've not got insulation tape anyway, but if I've got this little bit of extra, I might as well use it and just use it to hold these wires down a bit. Like that. Okay. Okay. Still got bits of polish on here that I just need to sort out. Okay, so let's test this bad boy. Trusty copy of Strider. Let's switch it on. I never claimed to be very good at this game, by the way. There you go, it works. Working Mega Drive, USB-C power, and HDMI. And so here we have it, finished job. Nice hard case. Open that up. We've got a flash cart, wires, Mega Drive 2, a 8-bit do M30 pad, and a receiver to go along with that. And he's all set, ready for him to plug that in straight into his HD TV. I guess my only feedback on the mod is that ridiculous PAL section of the board that you have to bridge, where those pads were absolutely tiny. It just, I don't see why they need to be that small. So yeah, that was the only real weird bit of it. other than that, it was good. Enjoyed doing it. Again, another downside, I guess, is that you do have to modify the case, so it's not reversible, but it, it it's not a big deal. And Mega Drive 2s are abundant, so yeah, I'd much rather sacrifice a tiny little piece of the case if that means that Mega Drive 2 has got another 30 years of life in it, which with those new capacitors and the modern conveniences of USB power and HDMI video and a wireless pad, yeah, there's no reason why that hardware can't carry on now for another 30 years. So thanks for watching. See you next time in the Egg Lab.